What's going on, Fantasy World? It's your boy Hot Soup, and I'm coming to you with our top 5 sits for week 7. That's right, man. Check us out on our top 5 starts later on after you finish up this show. Do not set your lineups until you listen to these top 5 sits. Ooh, I got some shit cooking. Who gonna sit their ass on that bench this week? That's right. Our number 1 sit for week 7 is going to be Josh Jacobs. That's right, man. Josh Jacobs versus Houston. Look, that offense is humming right now, but it's not on the ground, it's through the air. Houston ranked 5th versus the running back right now in 2024 in fantasy scoring. Josh Jacobs, his 2 worst games this year were against top 10 defenses. Houston is ranked 5th against the run. This is the toughest defense he has seen all year long. They are going to be passing to try to stay in the game. Houston ain't been playing. Stroud been playing great. In my opinion, Josh Jacobs will see some work. Well, he will not see the end zone in week 7. Fearless forecast. Josh Jacobs, 18 touches, 71 yards, no TDs, 8.6 points. He will fall out the top 20 in running back position in week 7. And our second player on our top 5 sits that you must sit this week, and I hate to say it, but it is what it is, George Pickens. Big name George Pickens, big game George Pickens. Listen, we haven't seen Russ yet, number 1. May possibly be an upgrade, but are you willing to risk your week on Russell Wilson and George Pickens having good chemistry when we haven't seen not one down from Russell Wilson? I'm not. I got George Pickens, and he's going to the bench unless I have no other options. That's right. Listen up. Jets give up 148 yards through the air this season. That's it. They're giving up 125 on the ground. Listen, man, they are going to run that ball. Najee Harris is about to get that pill. Y'all already heard it on my top 5 starts. Bench George Pickens this week. Pittsburgh is a top 5 in time of possession. I told y'all that due to the run first offense. Get Pickens out your lineup. Hey, you heard it from the soup. George Pickens, 10 targets, 5 receptions, 48 yards. He's going to be good for 7.3 fantasy points, and that's it. Beware or be square. Yeah. And our number 3 player that we have got to get on our bench this week. Again, y'all going to be upset. I'm always grabbing those guys that are lock and load, set it and forget it. And I'm like, nah, not this week. I'm going to grab you, put you at 3. You going to 4. That's right. You got to sit this guy this week. Trust me. Please. Trust me. Kyler Murray. Oh. Let me throw you some stats. Kyler Murray is going against the LA Chargers. The LA Chargers are ranked 6th right now versus the quarterback in fantasy scoring. The LA Chargers against Minshew put up 257, a tud, and an interception. Listen to this. All right, Bryce Young, 84 yards and a pick. Justin Fields, 245 yards, a TD, and a pick. Patty Mahomes, 245, a TD, and a pick. Bo Nix, 216 yards, 2 Ds, and a pick. What did I say on every single one of those games? A pick. That's right, man. Either a pick, fumble, loss, some type of turnovers. These guys are creating plays, all right? Number 2, quarterbacks are averaging only 14 fantasy points average against the LA Chargers this year. Kyler Murray is averaging 197 yards per game passing. That's right. He's not even averaging 200 yards passing. And you've already seen nobody's passed for over 250 against these guys. So what we're saying is that's a recipe for about 280, 290 through the air, averaging 43 yards on the ground. Kyler Murray is. He has 9 total TDs in 6 games. That's 1.5 touchdowns per game. Do you want to fall on the 1 touchdown side, or do you want to fall on the 2 touchdown side with 200 yards through the air? You tell me, y'all. Tell me. LA Chargers, top 8 in time of possession. That's right. Arizona, 28th in time of possession. Number 1 may be missing Marvin Harrison Jr. as well. What does that say to me? That says bench Kyler Murray, bench Kyler Murray, bench Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray goes off for 201 yards through the air, 1 TD, 1 pick, and he's going to have a fumble lost. 8.1 fantasy points in standard scoring Yahoo. Look, man, If you can find somebody else for Murray, you better do it in a hurry. You heard it from the soup. Our number 4 player, y'all gonna hate me. Ooh, this the big one. And I got the Detroit jersey on too. I'm about to bench somebody from the D. Ooh. Y'all gonna be mad at me. This week, in week 7, we are benching Mr. Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm doing it too, man. I'm doing it. I ain't just telling y'all to do it. I'm doing it. All right. Number 1, Minnesota is number 2 in fantasy scoring against the running back. That's right. They stop everyone. 67.2 yards per game they're giving up on the ground in Minnesota right now. Not only that, in the last 3 games, 53 yards per game in the last 3 games they're giving up on the ground. In week 1, they held Devin Singletary to 14 touches, 52 yards. In week 4, Josh Jacobs, 14 touches for 78 yards. And in week 5, Breece Hall had 12 touches for 37 yards. Womp, 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 womp. Jahmyr Gibbs also sharing the ball with David Montgomery. David Montgomery averaging 17 touches a game through this year, and Jahmyr Gibbs averaging 16. Interesting. If they're going to run the ball in the red zone, they give it to David Montgomery, who has 6 touchdowns this year, opposed to Jahmyr Gibbs' 3. You guys get what I'm saying here? If anybody's going to get a touchdown in Minnesota against Minnesota, it's going to be David Montgomery. Y'all heard it from the soup. Listen, Jahmyr Gibbs this week gives you 14 touches, 68 yards, no touchdowns. You're going to be mad as hell you put him in your lineups. 8.8 fantasy points. He's going to fall outside the top 20, man. Ooh, sting him. Yeah, sting him. It looks like our number 5 pick that we are going to bench this week is going to be Mr. Brandon Aiyuk against KC. That's right. You heard it from the soap. Soapy. Nah, say it ain't so. Soapy. Yeah, I said it. It's so. Brandon Aiyuk versus KC. Brandon Aiyuk averaging 3.8 receptions per game, and he's averaging 6.8 targets. That's meaning he is only catching half of his targets, number 1. Number 2, he is the 4th option on that offense. You got Deebo Samuel, you got Jordan Mason, you got Mr. Kittle, and then Aiyuk. He is the 4th option on that offense. And y'all gonna start that against KC, 3rd versus the pass right now. KC ranks 7th versus the pass in fantasy scoring, but 3rd versus the pass all around yardage given up. You heard it from the soup. Aiyuk is the 4th option in that offense. He is not going to do this week. New York Jets shut him down for 2 receptions for 28 yards. Man, you heard that. Soup ain't bullshitting. I'm being real with y'all. Y'all have got to bench Brandon Aiyuk. He's going to get you 7 targets this week, 4 receptions, 57 yards, 7.7 fantasy points, and he will fall outside the top 30 receivers. Man, I'm putting it down. I hope you picking it up. That's your top 5 sits for week 7. Come check us out for our top 5 starts in week 7. Hot Soup Fantasy Football. Catch me on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Like and subscribe. Comment in the comment section. I'll get back to you within 24 hours. It's the Soup.